There are individuals that begin to expand spiritually, and they have a quantum leap in consciousness and sensitivity, and they become very enthusiastic and invigorated with the music of their expansion, what they are expanding to. And they discover that spirituality is not a discipline of acquiring. Usually in the linear world, when we want to master something or understand, we acquire that knowledge. But within the rubric of spirit, we don't acquire it all. We simply expand to encompass more. Consider for a moment the following analogy. Envision yourself as a little sun, and there's a huge galaxy, and if you want to become part of a sector in that galaxy, you are not pulling that galaxy to you, or you're not taking it somehow, a piece of it, and bringing it into your terrain, but rather you are growing your sun to encompass more of the field, of the totality of the realm that it is enthusiastically seeking to connect to. And so spirituality is not a discipline of taking or acquiring, but rather a discipline of expansion to greater and greater levels of various chords of within oneself that are many, many, and many, and converting all those many into a singular all. Gradually expanding to encompass more and more and more till it communes with all that is and all that is not, all that is known and all that is unknown, for it is all one. Many individuals that become spiritually dynamic and they reach these pinnacle moments of expansion, they begin to focus on, how do I ground myself? How do I fall back to earth and integrate with worldly living? And the idea there is, and I know there are many disciplines and schools that teach a person how to disconnect and become grounded, but the idea here is to be cognizant that your entire journey of your entire lifetime, every lesson and every moment is a lead up to this very instant. Everything a person has traveled and endured and learned and mastered is all in order to actualize in this instant the magnitude of your love. The entire journey has brought you to this very moment and prepared you to actualize in the face of all that you confront a higher cadence of love, to remove yourself from the reciprocity and the reactivity of all that is within your terrain, but transcend your circle of influence and impart that poignant cadence of love in that space. And then for this individual who's seeking to ground themselves back to a space of worldly connectivity, but still a conduit to a higher aspiration of expansion and dynamism, this individual should begin to become cognizant that all of life is energy and all energy is alive and should be moving. And if there's energy within them that is stagnant, then that energy is not of service to them. But stagnation can occur for one or two reasons. The stagnation of energy can occur because of scar. A person is attached to some event that they feel they need justice or addressing for, and they hold on to this energy. They cling to it because they're waiting for retribution or for justice or for reward or for equalization, but they are awaiting it and they're clinging on to this energy and they're not releasing it. Or an individual will be holding on to energies because they're still within spirit in a space of acting like they act within the worldly dimension of wanting to acquire and hoarding and grabbing for. You fear that if you do not hold on to what you have, you will not have. But spirit is not like that. Spirit is a rush of energy that's constantly flowing. It's a network that's constantly filtering light at all times. And an individual has to get in touch with the current and allow themselves to flow as an active conduit for light of all that is. For light is bountiful. Energy is bountiful. And there is never a need to cleave on to any particular resonance, for it is a part of all. And to the greater degree that you allow yourself to become an active conduit for the light of all is to the degree that those lights and energies are able to flow bountifully through you. The last thing you want to do within a spiritual dynamic is want to cleave or hold on or grab, for when you do so, you separate yourself from the totality of all, and in doing so, remove yourself from the very source of the light that is flowing and find yourself in deprivation. So the individual that is striving to align but be grounded should begin to focus from the top of their crown and envision just all the light and energy that flows there to the third eye, right on their forehead, and towards the shoulders on the right and on the left, and filtering down to the resonating heart, pulsating that beautiful, compassionate light and flowing down. And feel all the energies that are stagnant just begin to avalanche forward, down to the extremities of one's legs, to their feet, and allow it to return to the earth from whence it is derived. Allow the earth to reclaim it and learn from it. Allow the earth to take note of it. Allow the earth to be the book of life, to chart the experience of every man. Allow these energies to be collected, but don't cleave to them. Don't hold on to them, for there's always more. It's time to let go of what has no longer served you. It's a lesson for another. You are connected to others, and by holding on to it, you are slowing down the expansion of another, for what you have mastered is still an elementary level of expansion for another that they must master, and we mustn't hold on to it, but we must have an intimate faith, an intimate knowing that the system is a benevolent one and will bring forth to you that which you aspire to, precisely in this moment, in this time, to master your next level of actualized life. That is how we ground in every moment. For every moment, even within a worldly space, is a conduit of connectivity to impart the light of our love within the framework of our actualized actions.